All right, so before the commercial, I was talking to my player partner here, Mr. Red Elite, and he said he political. Now, I know most of us don't partake in politics, honestly, because it's boring. It'd be a bunch of bullshit. But let's get to it, because, it has been a subject that us folks are getting more educated about. People starting to read about being a U.S. non-citizen, U.S. national, and different states of citizenship that's available to people, which allows you freedoms as opposed to civil liberties, and things of that nature. How are you guys reaching out to teach that education?
Oh man, that's in various ways, right? One, of course, is through music. Two, it's part of being an activist, going out there in the community, really doing something. Three, a lot of people are building podcasts, is speaking about it. It's numerous ways, right? But to me, what takes an individual to do this type of work, it really don't define them too much of what they do, because you can be a singer, you could be a writer, you could be an actor, you could be a comedian, you could be a director. As long as you're doing it for the just of the people, and you're putting your culture involved into it, I believe you're doing your work as an activist. So that's how I kind of define it.
Now, everybody has dualism. You know what I'm saying? They said Martin Luther King was a great man, but behind closed doors, he was a player. That's what they say. That's their words, not mine.
Yeah.
Which I ain't got no problem with. But, you know what I'm saying? Your dualism obviously is hip-hop, which ain't necessarily always got the best message. How do you battle between the two, and how do you correct your own behavior?
The work that I do personally is therapy, right? It's more so therapy to me. It's expressing myself in ways that I know that I wasn't able to before in my life because of the lifestyle that I once lived. And again, like you say, a lot of people don't really comprehend politics, but when you look at politics, we all have been defined by institutional racism, right? Mm-hmm. Institutional racism is lack of housing, lack of income, lack of medical services, lack of just anything that can make a person becomes great in a household, especially when a father has been taken out of, which give us the pipeline to mass incarceration.
I don't really think, honestly, man, when I be hearing this shit, excuse me, Lord, I'm just gonna be 100, man. Everything we be talking about bringing the family together and standing on our own, we always involve the white man in that shit.
Well, no,
I don't think we need to protest no goddamn law.
No, hear me out. Just hear me out. Institutional racism as itself, when you speak about it,
we can stop the institutional racism real quick.
No.
We can homeschool the kids.
Yeah, but we have to understand something.
We can make little communes and the motherfucking what's them shits and what they be making whole damn coats and living somewhere in Idaho and shit. We can do the same thing and make it a black coat. Well, we believe that there's a black guy with a black Jesus called JJ Christ. You got to make it sound realistic, not Jesus Christ. That don't sound right. Okay. So you JJ Christ, right? And then we can start with our own homeschooling program, and we can use loans and shit and call it a LLC and put it under the damn trust, and we can get rid of this shit in damn near 30 to 90 days.
All right, but
then we can claim our sovereignty and ask other countries for their money.
Okay, now
that's a cold hustle. If anybody want to join me at 1-800 hook a nigga up, I'm your boy Ho.
Now, hear me out. Everything you just.
I'm sorry, the cameraman laughed.
No, I'm feeling that because what you're stating right now, it's carrying truth and it's carrying falsehood.
Why part of it's false? Because we could start an LLC that's under a living trust where we start a small company.
No.
And then we teach everybody, instead of giving them 1, 2, 3s or American history, right? We can teach them how to become U.S. nationals.
Right.
That's their schooling. Then we teach them economics, and that's their schooling. And we skip all that Dora the Explorer shit, and we just teach real motherfucking the science, God. You feel me? I don't know if they got to be on their square track. Well, I ain't smart enough to know that, but we can learn that too. See?
Well, see that's what
30 to 90 days.
That's what I mean by falsehood, because you keep saying the word trying. We could try. We should have already done this, because when the Black Panthers came from Chicago and
we can't talk about the Black Panthers. They turned into Crips and Bloods, and they the biggest KKK members to the city now. Matter of fact, what part of the KKK you from? Crip or Blood? You goddamn damn KKK member.
Yeah.
How many niggas? Ooh, I can't ask you how many niggas you done hung.
No. I just want to say.
Do you wear more than one hat, sir?
I'm trying to explain something to you because it all still signifies our culture, whether we like it or not.
The question is, when you a politician and a blood member, technically
Now, this is where I want we have to really hear me out now. Because whether we like it or not, a blood, a Crip, a Hoover, a Grape is a politician. Bottom line. That is a politician.
Is it the model citizen?
Well, no, it's not the model citizen of a politician.
So we just as corrupt as them and talking about them.
That's only because of institutional racism. The lack of
We've been aware of that shit since 2000. It's 2025. Why we got? What's so much wrong with the changing? How come we know the problem and ain't did the solution yet?
First,
are we slow? I'm starting to wonder if we're slow. Are we slow? It took 25 years to still say the same shit.
When you got
it's institutionalization for 25 years.
But hold on though.
Well, Tupac said it.
Blackguard. Way of the Ascari is a hit with readers. Captivating novel where magic, morals, and warriors converge. Join the adventure that readers can't get enough of. Order your copy today. Blackguard. Way of the Ascari.
Okay, sir. So, 1 minute you assalamu alaikum, the next minute you a blood. Are you a wolf in sheep clothing, sir?
I'm first of all not a Muslim.
But it sounded very Muslimish.
However, what I'm explaining to you is that, to me, as far as when you speak of the gang culture, besides the roofness of it, you know what I'm saying, we're here to build our community. We're here, you know what I'm saying, to some way, form or fashion, build our children a better future. Okay. Now, due to the wars, you know what I'm saying, the misconduct, of course, we're looked at as these individuals who's here to torture.
My
main thing, back.
There's some good bloods. I know a few. There's some good Crips. I know a few. But there's this problem. They killing niggas at an all-time high. They retired the KKK. You know the KKK's retired now, right? Yeah, they subcontracted their duties to South Central Los Angeles to a couple of organizations. One wear blue, one wear red. All jokes aside, we talking about, we know there's a problem, but we're still killing ourselves. When we gonna stop? We know what the problem is. It's us. We can point the finger at the white man and say, hey, the white man's stopping me from making this money. But yeah, every time I get money, I gotta worry about you, cuz, or blood. Because you gonna see I'm popping too much. Jealous of my shine, and then you gonna rob me because I'm supposed to pay you some tax or beef for some hood. So when we gonna really have real brotherly love? They wanna talk about wars. How can I war with you, the man that look like me, but with my real enemy over there? And I really owe that nigga for bringing me here in the first place. When we gonna grow past that?
I believe we're moving past that now. Every day I see progress. I see way more progress than I have seen when I was a youngster. When I was a young individual walking these streets, we couldn't even have these type of topics. We didn't have Lamert Park where you have somewhat of a small community.
Small mecca.
A mecca.
Shout out to Lamert Park.
Yeah, shout out to Lamert Park.
And shout out to Project 43 too.
Exactly. As well as my brother Billion who builds that, a lot. So I see changes even in Inglewood. When you go down Manchester, we have a small mural there of black culture. So little by little, I believe it's coming, and that's why me and my brother.
Why so slow? We know what's going on though. We do. Pac laid it down. Those people before Pac, like Public Enemy, all that good stuff. We know what the problem is. Are we scared to get with the business though? And I don't mean riding on the nigga. I mean just being solid.
It's not so much that. First and foremost, on a war level, we're not even ready because we don't have the artillery. Let's just be honest on that level. So the education. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, what did he say? He said 17 million black men are deaf, dumb, and blind. So that means we have to cover 17 million individuals who don't know the information in which we're dialoguing.
Well, it's very distracting when I see the homie dancing. He doing a nice little blood walk, and he look good, and he's selling dope. I think everything you start talking about, goes out the window when every day the nigga that was talking to me about good stuff is out there living a dual life.
Well, see, and that's why when we get together, as far as me and my brother, you know what I'm saying, IMZ, who we rap together, that's what we do. We're here to change the music genre. Instead of the shoot 'em up, bang bang, let's get back to loving our women, dancing with our women.
Let's get
back to some player shit. When you go inside of these parties and you see these women start dancing with them, let's get back to that original R. Kelly, Mary J. Blige type of vibe when we was at the table and we used to watch our parents play dominoes while we over there playing our little video games. Let's get back to that that love, that culture, that original 90s flavor. So that's what we're here to bring. And the only way possible we're able to do that, I know this is kind of strange for me to say, but I do not believe leaving your culture, where you come from, your hood or etc., you have to go somewhere to start that. I believe you have to build within. Someone like how Nipsey Hussle did. He didn't have that much time because, like you said, things that happen inside of people's neighborhoods, that hating on the individuals, you can't grow. But however, if he would have reached his peak, then we would have seen Bloods, Crips, Grapes, Hoovers, and all over the world looked at more so on a business type of fashion rather than us killing and robbing and shooting.
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is give the white man back his damn colored flags. If you really about blackness, then separation amongst blacks is death to blacks. So for me to represent any flag is a disrespect to my true ancestors, who will look at me as the fool I am for choosing to be part of the white man system. By me picking up a flag, I'm saying I am dedicated to go to jail, to fill up the white man's jail cells. Right. That's what you're saying. Because I don't know too many friends of mine who gangbang that ain't in that motherfucker or dead. Right. So they didn't contributed to their jail system, to the reckoning and destruction of the next generation, right? To the fearfulness and the low property values in the community. Can we start there? Can we be mature enough to say, every time I get a nice house and you don't know me and I live in your hood, for some reason it's your hood until the police come around, then that same gangster that shoot at a nigga won't shoot at the white man police. Right. Well, so that's weird.
I would say this, right? And I agree with you, but I would like to also a little bit polish that. If you notice that there are a lot of racist individuals still standing. There are a lot of Ku Klux Klan members, especially over in the South, in the Middle East a little bit. They're over there. However, they don't come places where they know major gang members are at. They don't go in those places.
You wouldn't go either. You only stay there in your hood because you had to.
Okay, so hear me out though. So we have built a structure to where we're securitized in our inner cities. Although we have to kind of manage them and get them out of the what I call it the hyena type of mindset. But if we was to educate these individuals on whatever we need to educate them on and find that nick of what you're talking about, we will have one of the most powerfulest army there is.
But isn't it time to say what if? We keep saying what if, what if, but if a fifth was a fifth, we all be wasted, drunk and all that good, whatever the saying is.
Well, see, that's
when we gonna get to it though. When we gonna become that?
Well, see, it's not so much of when we're gonna become that, it's so much of when we're going to join. Because there's individuals who's from gangs that in their neighborhood that have organizations that's promoting music, being authors, starting their own businesses, building back in school programs, giving back to their community. There's individuals who's out there doing that's from gangs.
But see, do you hear that though? What you're saying?
Yeah, but
you're still attaching yourself to a gang, which is really a white man's identification for us.
Well,
we gotta separate ourselves from the gang.
Since the beginning of time, whether we like it or not.
Nigga, I wasn't there. Don't lie on me like that. I don't know about the beginning of time.
When we go back to the original people, I don't care if you go back to the original Ethiopians and the Kushites, there has always been a tribe. The black man has never, one time on this earth, has not been a part of a tribe. When you speak of
a tribe and a gang is different though.
That's not.
How many times do the tribe come and gang bang on its own tribe?
Many times.
I ain't never seen it.
Many times. You know why?
I wasn't there though, so I can't say.
You know why I can say many times? And I hate to say this, but whether we like it or not, if we talk about black consciousness, black folks are in the predicament that which we're in because what? Some of our people, we're not going to go to it in depth in this because it can't start controversy.
We should. Let's open up the wounds so we heal.
We gotta tell the truth. We enslaved our own people, especially the individuals coming out.
So who enslaved us then?
All you gotta do is look up
we ain't gonna look up shit. Let's get it out there. Say it. Put them on class. Bring them to the front of the class. Who enslaved us first?
Black folks.
Where they from? So we can go pull up on their ass. We gotta go pull up.
I love that. Because we need to.
We do. We need to. We gotta talk about it.
But we have to get to the facts, whether we like it or not. So we can continue to
cut it.
Yeah, so we can continue to, bad gangs, and I agree with you a lot with what you're explaining, but I still believe through the music, through education, through the platform on which you're building, that's how we can make a better change. I'm gonna say this, right? This generation probably won't see the change, but I truly believe that the generation prior than us is going to see better, and then the generation after that is going to see greater, and then that's when we're going to reach our peak. So every day it just add to a break. That's how we have to look at it in our generation. So nothing's going to happen overnight. We was in slavery for what, 400 years? So
yeah, but them niggas, there was an African tribe one morning, and overnight their ass was on the boat. So some shit need to change overnight style. We need to stop thinking about 20, 30 years. We really do. The world's finna go on a damn World 3. What we gonna be at with it? What, we gonna let some Russians come over here and be our new slave masters? No, we need to free ourselves now. I'm just saying.
I agree.
Why you gonna put a goddamn expectation, not even an expiration, but an expectation date for freedom?
Right.
It's always now.
Right.
It's not, one brick at a time for your freedom, nigga. It's now.
Right.
That's how am I wrong? Why the lightest nigga gotta be the most revolutionary? We're gonna get right back to you, man. We love you. We hope you enjoyed the show. Check him out and check out his music. Ain't you on Apple, my nigga?
Yeah, I'm on Apple as well.
And hit his Apple page, his Cash App. He taking donations. He do food drives, people. So y'all know y'all be eating his food.
Ready Lead the Prince, you know what I'm saying? On Instagram and on Facebook, Inglewood's Kingdom.
Peace.